And thank you for having me here today to talk about what Korean government is currently doing to make government financial reporting more approachable and understandable from the citizen point of view. Before we jump to the main theme of this presentation, please allow me a minute to briefly tell you the background motivation for adopting accrual accounting in Korean central government. It all started with the major PFM reform in early 2000. And four main pillars of the reform were, first, the introduction of midterm expenditure framework, along with second, top-down budgeting. And this combination demands more delegation of spending authority to the line ministries and agencies, which required the installment of the third component, performance management. And technological support of these reform is done with the last component, digital budgeting and accounting system, commonly called as a D-Brain. And as tag along with these reforms, a program budget structure was adopted and a double entry accrual accounting system was also adopted. In other words, one of the big reasons behind adopting accrual accounting was to provide information support to the four pillars of PFM reform in Korea. Accordingly, the current practice of fiscal reporting reflects this PFM system throughout the entire budgetary process. And the last stage of this chain of fiscal reporting is the financial reporting part, using national financial reports as a final comprehensive fiscal report submitted to the National Assembly. That's why we are treating this financial reporting with the National Financial Report as a last mile delivery of accountable fiscal reporting. Now, after adopting accrual accounting, we believe that the fiscal information set provided to our citizens becomes more complete as seen in this kind of schema. So the National Financial Report is prepared based on the dual system in Korea, cash-based budgetary accounting and accrual-based financial reporting, financial accounting. And most fiscal reports are prepared throughout the year using cash budgetary accounting. And accrual accounting comes in play only at the year-end settlement stage with the preparation of National Financial Report. And the National Financial Report is a very long document made up of almost 1,500 pages. It includes four sections, as you can see from the slide. One, overview, which is similar to management discussion and analysis, MD&A. And two, revenue and expenditure report, which is cash-based and occupy almost 1,000 pages and mainly used by the Congress for a budgetary scrutiny. And third one, consolidated financial statement. And the last component, performance report. And our ongoing financial reporting improvement project is targeting only the third component, the financial statement, at least for now. And this is just timeline of preparing our consolidated financial statement after fiscal year end. Moving on, when the Korean central government's very first financial statement were submitted to the National Assembly in May 2012, the statement of financial position and statement of financial operation and statement of change in net assets were prepared and footnote section was added. And this approach has remained unchanged so far. But back then, the accrual-based financial statement were assumed to provide additional information on top of existing cash-basis reporting of budgetary accounts. Therefore, the legacy system has largely been kept afterward, and financial statements were simply added. In other words, accrual accounting was adopted to augment cash-based reporting, not replace it. And because of this approach, the cash flow statement was decided not to be included in the design of government financial statement because it seems to provide the same information already included in revenue and expense report in the National Financial Report. So instead of cash flow statement, a report reconciling the difference between the cash-based and accrual-based budgetary bottom line was prepared and attached as required supplementary information, RSI. And another spillover from the legacy system is the design of statement of financial operation. Similar to the revenue and expenditure report, well, that is matched to the budget appropriations document. by showing all the revenue and expenditure line items for each ministry and agency separately. Mirroring this, a statement of financial operation was designed to present agency-specific net service costs, but as a one single line item of the statement. Originally, this approach was considered to provide a smoother transition from the deep-rooted administrative tradition of cash-based fiscal reporting into incorporation of the accrual accounting system. But after using this dual system for more than a decade, and as the size of public finance expands and its complexity increases, we realize that Korean government financial reporting in its current form does not attract enough attention from the citizens because it is so difficult to read through, well, not to mention understand the meaning behind the numbers. What you see in this, as you can see in the screen, while these are the kind of easy to understand format of financial statement, reality was not like this until now. And let me just go back. So this is illustration of our balance sheet. This is illustration of our income statement. But the reality is, well, let's take a look at the volume of the package of National Finance Report. Who can go through all those reports to draw a big picture of public finance in Korea, right? And to let you peep inside the National Finance Report, I'm presenting a couple of pages from the report. And this is the cover page and the table of contents. Oh, and that is a financial statements section of the report. And this is a statement of financial position. I could not squeeze in all those pages because it runs on 8 pages. And this is a statement of financial operation. And here, each row represents the net service cost of each ministry and agency. With no surprise, we were concerned that the statements, all the statements were prohibitively long to let the citizens read and understand the financial position and operational performance of the government. Oops. Let's just go back. Okay, I was trying to keep this in here, okay. So these are our, I'm organizing information to showcase the length of our financial statement. And compared to other countries, our balance sheet is too long, runs on 8 pages, and present almost 90 line items. And each measurement is single digit, 1 Korean won. For information, $1 is exchanged for roughly 1,300 Korean won. So think about all those digits should be included in the report. And it makes the numbers in the statement, financial statement, even more difficult to process. Although this approach of presenting all those digits make financial statement numbers consistent with revenue and expense report, but showing all those pennies and dimes does not make financial statement more informative. And similar problem goes with the statement of financial operation. Oops. I was trying to leave. Let's keep running, okay. And similar problem goes with the statement of financial operation. The statement runs on the 6 pages and lists almost 80 line items. And among those 80 lines, 60 lines are aggregate net service costs from each ministry or agency, just one line. So we don't show the breakdowns. For example, how much transfer expense were incurred by a certain ministry, or how much government employee payroll expense or interest expense was incurred. Nothing shows up in this statement. All in all, we conclude that the current form of our financial statement presentation may be good enough to be used for congressional control purpose, but a large room for improvement exists to provide information really useful for our citizens. And in addition, we learned the hard way that neither revenue and expense report nor the reconciliation statement provide meaningful cash flow information. Similar to the cash flow statement prepared in the private sector using the indirect method, our reconciliation statement shows the difference between budget surplus or deficit calculated in cash accounting versus accrual accounting. But people may not be able to figure out where the government cash streams actually flow for building infrastructure or building or buying investment securities or transfer through a subsidy or grant, or cash inflow from tax collection or issuing debt. We cannot figure anything out of it. And we realize that we actually should do better. That's why we decided to work on the financial reporting improvement project to make our financial statement easier to read and understand from the citizen's point of view. And as a matter of fact, all these self-assessments have been continued sporadically since 2015. And as a summary of this self-assessment or gap analysis, we at KIPF have published Financial Reporting Improvement Issue Report in 2020. And 2021, the Ministry of Economy and Finance actually picked up this improvement project and officially announced at the end of 2022 this initiative for improving financial statement presentation. And since last year, the actual implementation of this change has been going on. So what our new financial statement presentation would look like? First, we are preparing both the government balance sheet and income statement on one page. For this simplification, we had to modify our chart of account significantly. One thing we are trying here is not to show the current versus non-current distinction in the statement of financial position, but to present them as financial versus non-financial assets and liabilities. We believe that citizens may interpret non-financial assets used for public service delivery differently from financial assets like investment securities. And also, this approach allows citizens to more easily understand the government's debt service capacity based on available financial assets. And detailed information taken out of this one-page statement will be included as footnotes. And after all is done, our new statement of the financial position will look like what you see on right-hand side. Simpler, easier to read. And for statement of financial operation, we are making the statement by sector and statement by nature as primary statement, not by agency statement. Because the Congress would like to use the statement by agency to match budget appropriation and the settlement, we decided to keep the statement by agency, but as part of RSI, required supplementary information, not part of financial statement. And with a new statement of financial operation by sector, we'll show how much the government spends for each sector, such as education sector, national defense, social welfare, and on and on. Because policy programs for a certain goal are often implemented by multiple ministries and agencies, reclassification of spending into these 15 sectors, which is meshed well with classification of function of government, COFOG. This 15th sector would be a better classification of the government operational result from citizens' point of view. That's what we believe and we hope. And in addition to the statement by sector, we are making the statement by nature as another primary statement. Because this presentation style is more common in private sector, we believe that citizens may feel more comfortable with this statement by nature. And we decided to issue a separate cash flow statement and include it in the National Financial Report. Because this is a brand new approach, the Ministry of Economy and Finance submitted a bill to the National Assembly to revise National Accounting Act. And using a direct method to prepare this statement, various cash inflow and outflow items from operating, investing, and financing activities shall be presented. And through this, we hope that the citizens can see where the money is actually spent by the government for ordinary government operation or asset formation or external debt financing. We hope this statement, this newly introduced cash flow statement.
Time is nearly up. Just wrap it up if you may. Thank you.
Okay, I'll quickly wrap things up. The last element is about footnote disclosure. Along with a statement, we are comprehensively revamping footnote disclosure statement. footnote disclosure section. And this is what citizens will see after this revamping. In the updated presentation format, all information scattered around 7 different RSIs and 12 different supplemental schedules will be included in one comprehensive framework. And to quickly wrap things up, I would like to say our guiding principle for this new financial statement presentation format is, first, prepare one-page statement to make it easier to read. And 2, reclassify the financial statement element to make the numbers easier to understand. For example, financial versus non-financial assets and liabilities. And 3, make detailed footnote information be more consistently organized for more convenient referencing. This is all I have to briefly explain what's going on in Korea to improve readability of government financial statement. And thank you for your listening.